Hey everybody, Chris here. In this video, we're going to be talking about Dogecoin and its price holding up very well together with X-Money and Elon Musk. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when the videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And we were live yesterday watching Dogecoin falling back down. That's right. Dogecoin fell back down after yesterday's big run up over 11 cents. And Dogecoin held right here at about 10.10. It did not come down to 10 cents. It didn't dip below into the nines. Buyers came in after that last flush of late leveraged longs, and Dogecoin moved up, taking out new shorts. That's right. Again, it's the battle between the leverage trading between the longs and the shorts. Again, we had that. So last night, Dogecoin came back up to about 10.8, and then overnight, looked like Doge was done. That was going to be it, but buyers came in again, this time at right above 10.4, and Dogecoin moves up again. So we're not quite ready yet to graph this out, and look at technical analysis because it's too soon, right? This is all just the past day and a half for this big move here for Dogecoin. But today is April 30th. April 30th is the last day of April, and I'll show you what Elon Musk's tweet was from March that said there was going to be a public launch next month. He said that in March. This is April. A lot of this is the FOMO. We had the FOMO yesterday and anticipation of Dogecoin making a big move. We know Dogecoin is not going to be part of X-Money. If X-Money does indeed launch and go to a public launch, we've already heard from the beta testers who have been working with X-Money. And there's no digital assets, there's no crypto, no Dogecoin at this point. But as I've always said, it's always the possibility that one day there may be Dogecoin incorporated into X-Money somehow, and that's enough to get X-Money to run. We can talk about other people saying, oh, it's the Clarity Act, right? Clarity Act is good. It has nothing to do with it. Dogecoin doesn't work that way. Dogecoin's a meme coin. Clarity Act doesn't matter for Doge. The overall market is relatively flat. Bitcoin at 76K. Bitcoin did not get back up to 78K, which was a number that we were looking at last week. It's down here at 76K. So Bitcoin is not part of this move at all. And in fact, we did have Bitcoin pulling back into yesterday's FOMC, the Fed meeting, Jerome Powell's last as Fed chair. We talked about that again more on Wednesday's live stream. And Bitcoin's just been flat since then. So this, again, is a move that is really about Dogecoin. There are a few other cryptos moving. Zcash is moving. There's a few others, but we're going to concentrate on Dogecoin. But first, again, Bitcoin avoided a catastrophe. It didn't keep dropping, right? It held in the 75s, and now it's looking like it's consolidating right there, 75, 76K. Dogecoin price exploded with a removal of a zero. That's right. You go from 09 to 10, removes the zero. That's what that was about. I was like, zero removal. Oh, it's the right, 09 to 10. Got it. And Zcash. But the overall crypto market review is just like the bears. Are they losing control? Well, I think more on Dogecoin than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, again, is really much has been going sideways in a relatively short period of time. Overall, it's in an uptrend since we were down in the 60s in Bitcoin. So it is an ascending structure when you zoom out and look over the past few weeks. And that slow rise implies that buyers are taking advantage of dips rather than holding out for more substantial discounts. Again, this is just end of April. We're in a bear market. The overall view of this, in my opinion, is still selling may go away. And the summer, we could have better buying opportunities. I am still in that camp, but I'm getting less and less convinced that we're going to be dropping into the 40s in Bitcoin, and we're not going to see the 6s for Dogecoin. I don't see that kind of huge move down, again, unless there's some big black swan event that happens, which is specifically more about crypto than everything else. But Dogecoin has finally produced the move that many traders had been anticipating, a dramatic breakout that essentially removed a zero from its price structure. Doge pushed above the 10-cent area with a powerful impulse candle, and that was what yesterday was about. Now, that was following weeks of compression and gradual accumulation, confirming a bullish continuation setup that had been developing for a while. Because we'd been tracking Doge around the 9 cents, around the 9-cent level. Little dips into the 8s, DCA buying opportunities, and now we've had this sustained move up into the upper 9s, touching 10 cents a couple times, and then the big move we just had. And this move wasn't made at a random distinct base formation, had been steadily rising. Support line visible on the chart, suggesting steady buyer interest on dips. When Doge got close to the psychological 10-cent barrier, there was less liquidity above it, which made it possible for the price to move swiftly after resistance was broken. Momentum rotation within the broader cryptocurrency market is another significant factor. Capital started to move into higher beta assets like Dogecoin, as Bitcoin stabilized and avoided further declines. By their very nature, meme coins amplify market sentiment, and Doge profited from this change more than most. We had big volume, so it wasn't a low liquidity spike, but it was increasing trading activity. In other words, retail came in and was buying Doge, and is still buying Doge, because we haven't come back all the way down to 10 cents. Buyers stepped in and have kept Dogecoin's price elevated. Sustainability is now the main concern. Dogecoin is still trading below its longer-term moving averages, especially the 200-day trend line, which is still overhead resistance, even though the breakout is technically legitimate. This indicates that on a larger scale, the current rally is still counter-trending. In other words, counter-trending. Bitcoin is moving down and then consolidating, while Dogecoin has been the counter trend, moving up and now consolidating. But it's consolidating up here in the mid-10s, not down back into the 9s. So overall, the crypto market falling, but Dogecoin is on the rise. Technically not falling. I mean, yesterday we did have the pullback, now consolidating level for Bitcoin here. So again, this was after the whole month of April where Bitcoin went up, started consolidating, and now in the past few days has been starting to move downward. So that could be the arc that the overall crypto market is taking as we're going into May. Again, sell in May, go away. Will that narrative play out? We'll see for the summer. But Dogecoin was different than Bitcoin. Dogecoin had been moving down obviously since last October. The big October 10th flash crash continued to move down and then was consolidating at 9 cents. We had that long consolidation and now moving up. Again, Dogecoin blasts up 10%. That was yesterday. Leverage hit a record. We covered that during the live stream on Wednesday. Again, $25 million of leverage taken out. Again, it wasn't a short squeeze. Most of it was shorts, but it wasn't really a squeeze. It really just was taking out leverage and then moved back down to grab some of the late coming leveraged longs. So we covered that. The open interest is high though. Again, there's a lot of new leverage longs, which are sitting lower, down in the low 10s, upper 9s as liquidation prices. But right now, it's not looking like Dogecoin is going to go down there. And with that increase in open interest, Musk-driven payment hopes. And that's what this is really about. I think that's what's behind this move. And this was the tweet from Elon. Again, this was on March 10th. Elon posted, X money early public access will launch next month. Well, here we are. It's now April 30th, the last day of the month. Next month would be April, and here we are. Look, like 66 million views on this Elon Musk tweet. And here we are. So I think a lot of this move on Dogecoin was anticipation of this X money early public access. And It hasn't happened yet. It hasn't. There's beta testers still, but no early public access, no launch. Hasn't happened. Is it going to happen today? Maybe it might. If it doesn't, and we go into May, depending on what happens with Bitcoin, in my opinion, if Bitcoin is not holding 76 and comes down to the 75s or 74s for some reason, there's a pullback. Dogecoin could be in trouble if we enter May with no X money. And I know Dogecoin is not going to be on X money when it launches. There's going to be no digital assets, no crypto, no Dogecoin. But yet people are still going to complain, oh, Dogecoin isn't on it. Dogecoin sucks. Well, look what Dogecoin just did, though. The move. This is what a meme coin can do. It can make a move like this. And we are now showing the strength of Doge in holding that move. Now, again, there's a narrative behind it between Elon and X money. That's the narrative behind it. There's a SpaceX IPO going to happen in June. We could see this all over again, even though SpaceX really isn't directly related to Dogecoin, but they hold a lot of Dogecoin because of that Doge 1 mission, which is now postponed till 2027 sometime. And I'll keep you up to date on how that's looking. But that's for June, which is still a month and a half away before we're going to be seeing a SpaceX thing. So now we're going to concentrate on X money. Is there going to be a launch? Is this actually going to happen like Elon said? But for now, Dogecoin holding strong. This pullback that we had yesterday could have gone all the way back down into the 9s. Could have retested that resistance line as support, but it didn't. Buyers, again, stepped in and kept Dogecoin up. So that's where we are with Dogecoin right now. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this strength of Dogecoin and this meme coin move for Doge? Give the video a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.